Hi, I'm Frances Reid. I'm in grade 7 at Turuna High School in Hobart, Australia. Me and my family moved here 3 years ago from Dunedin, New Zealand. Dunedin is an incredible city with a long history of producing achievers in science, literature, music and business. Lots of people grew up here and went on to make the world a better place. One of these people was Sir Archibald McIndoe, a plastic surgeon from Dunedin who epitomised the tough, independent spirit of the city in his revolutionary methods.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill. General quarters, all hands man your battle stations.
When World War II broke out, forces from both sides unleashed military technology like the world had never seen. And soldiers, sailors and airmen from all over the world signed up to fight. But it was not just on the battlefields that they would make their mark. Tacticians, engineers, scientists and doctors were all part of the war effort. And the innovations born in war sometimes led to huge breakthroughs that would ultimately benefit the world. Archibald McIndoe was one of these innovators. Before the war, the Dunedin-born surgeon was one of Harley Street's finest. But as the war progressed and the influx of severely injured airmen grew, McIndoe turned his medical attention to reconstructing the bodies of these broken flyers. McIndoe was appointed as consultant plastic surgeon to the RAF. After the outbreak of war, he established a specialist burns unit at the Queen Victoria Hospital in East Grinstead, a clinic that still bears his name today. Renowned medical military historian Dr. Emily Mayhew calls McIndoe the father of modern plastic surgery. He understood the complexity of treating these terrible injuries.
Treating burns takes a very long time. You have to be very patient. You have to really build a relationship with the patient so they understand that they have to be a patient. And I think that was a really big thing to accept, and that you have to keep cleaning the wound to keep the infection down, and it's going to take you years to rebuild, but that if everybody understands that, the outcome will be as good as it can be.
Arguably McIndoe's greatest legacy and his greatest contribution to modern medicine was his realisation that you had to treat the mind as well as the body.
I think he was different to all other surgeons, not just the surgeons of the time, because he had this priority that the really important thing was what the patient did with the repair, rather than just the repair itself.
Okay.
So he looked at what he did in the operating theatre as only the start. If the patient then went out and could walk and could get married and have a family and work, that was when he thought he'd had a successful operation.
Well, I mean, there's obvious legacies in that people who do surgery now still use instruments that were designed by McIndoe. So he was an innovator in that field. But for me, the biggest legacy was he was one of the first people to engage the sort of non-medicalisation of patients, that he, rather than just looking at them in terms of their condition, he got to know them as people and as friends, and he would have fun with them, play the piano, sing on the ward, he'd put the keg of beer on the ward, he had music playing there, all of these things which were kind of outrageous at the time.
The men knew McIndoe's techniques were experimental and radical. They called themselves guinea pigs, and the Guinea Pig Club became the most exclusive group of war veterans in the world. Emily Mayhew says the Guinea Pig Club was all about creating a community.
They said it's really nice to go somewhere where you don't have to explain yourself all the time.
Yeah.
Where one that you look at got the same injury, they know how you got it, they know the pain that you suffered, they know the problems that it caused you, and you don't have to explain anything.
Yeah.
The rest of your life, you're explaining to people, well, I was in the RAF, and I'm in a lot of pain, and I haven't got fingers. But the importance of going somewhere where you don't have to explain yourself, that's everything.
mean, he was a very good surgeon, a brilliant surgeon, and he invented a lot of techniques and things that still stand today. But I think he went much further than just what he did in medicine.